My next guest maybe has a little bit of a different take, so we thought we'd have him on. Please welcome into the show, Michael Geltrude. Mike, thanks for coming to us today from Nutley, New Jersey. All right, that's my opening. That's my little monologue, dear. I think AI could help the IRS agents, but I also think it would help us not have to hire as many. How about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's about time the IRS steps forward into the 21st century. Some of the coding on their software has been in place since before I was born. And with this $80 billion of additional funding via the Inflation Reduction Act, for all these additional IRS agents, I actually think the IRS agents are going to be computers. The IRS has really been monitoring how funds move from account to account and also how you're reporting your own income. They have all the data and they know it exists. So why not implement AI to make their jobs easier and to cost other taxpayers less? They'll be able to look at trends in other businesses in your area that do similar type of work. They'll be able to see what their income is, what types of deductions they're taking, and really pinpoint and identify those who are cheating the system, which I think is really a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, we just showed a sign there of H&R Block. I mean, shouldn't I be worried if I'm H&R Block? I mean, a lot of these are standard tax returns that people have those types of places do for them, number one. And number two, I kind of alluded to the nefarious action in the monologue because we talk a lot about what these banks may or may not be doing and how if they start to fold or if we have some problems. And I'm not trying to borrow trouble. I just don't like the idea of a central bank digital currency, right? There's no cash. Bottom line, no cash. And so the government can see how much you've spent, where you've spent it, what your income and expenses were, right? And then that's where I always say, well, then why do you need 87,000 IRS agents? And then you throw AI, like you've brought up, on top of that, and that makes that whole world to me a lot smaller. And do they need that 80 billion, right? So at the same time, I also think it facilitates that central bank digital currency, which you can tell by now I'm totally against. So I don't see a lot of this thing that I like, except for the fact that we don't have to spend as much on 87,000 IRS agents.
Yeah, I think you're spot on there. I just think that there are people out there that aren't paying their fair share of taxes. They're not paying what they really owe. An article recently said there's as much as $600 billion out there on an annual basis of revenue that should be reported, but it's not being reported. And ultimately, this AI will be much cheaper than hiring all those IRS agents, and it will also do a better job. Some of the work that it's going to be doing currently takes agents weeks, months, and now they're talking about this artificial intelligence really being able to do the same type of job and be more precise and doing it within minutes instead of hours. Ultimately, this will really change how the IRS is viewed from an individual's perspective, but also it will really prevent fraud and other cheaters out in the system.
So, if I'm not mistaken, you've got an accounting degree, right? You're an accountant yourself, right?
Absolutely.
Well, how are you making yourself, employable or not replaceable because of what's been coming down the line with AI and computers? I mean, you've got about 90 seconds if you got anything for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think artificial intelligence is something we really need to work alongside of as accountants. It does a great job at analyzing the full picture, looking at 100% of the information out there, and then our job is really becoming consultants. We're reviewing the information that the artificial intelligence is putting together, and we're then taking it the next step. We're having conversations with our clients to figure out where are there other opportunities for them to advance their business and ultimately make more money, which will be reported, because when the artificial intelligence really gets involved more so, there really won't be any way to get around it the way maybe there used to be.
Well, I mean, all these people that are asking for a tip, it's all these places. I mean, it's going to be different if you don't have any cash. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, there's so many things that these having artificial intelligence involved with 87,000 new IRS agents, as well as central bank digital currency. I mean, this world that we're moving into here is going to be kind of a wild ride. It's going to be the Wild West again, and we're going to come back to you more often as you're the young gun that understands where all this AI is taking us and what it might do to affect some of those industries out there, accounting being one of them. And I appreciate you coming on. Great job, Michael Geltrude.